Hi guys, it's Savvy. Sorry about the dark lighting. Oh, if you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. You are blessed. You have two puppies. If you're wondering why I haven't been on for a while, I accidentally messed up the copyright thing and lost my live privileges. I have them back, which is very exciting, and I am here to talk about book roasts, owls, readathon. Yes, the ordinary wizarding level exams. I'm so excited to be a part of this readathon. I don't have Twitter, but I'm probably gonna download it just so I can tweet about the wizarding levels, and I'm so excited. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I counted wrong. I was worried that I wasn't gonna get the sit and pass 5. So a little bit about my owls that I chose. Hi, Charlie. I have my books on her bed. I'll move them for you. Oh, you just want them. I forgot I can't edit this. So I want to be a magizoologist, which is a magical person, a zoologist of magical creatures. So for my owl reading exams, the most important one, of course, is care of magical creatures for me. And then I think just knowing about the dark arts, especially there are a lot of magical creatures within the dark arts realm, so I will also be doing that one. Arithmancy, just because I think that's really interesting, and I like using numbers to tell the future. That's cool. Potions, that comes with a little disclaimer. Charms. And then if I have time, I would love to do history of magic or Muggle studies because I'm really interested in both of those. So for care of magical creatures, I already read, I decided to do, I was really nervous about not finishing this one, and so I did Mouse Guard, which is great, but I already finished it before I filmed this video. So I also picked up Tales of Ancient Egypt, which have the jackal-faced god Anubis on the cover, and so that's great. It had to have a magical creature on the cover or be about magical creatures. There are also magical animals in this, and the gods just have a really interesting relationship with the fauna of Egypt. It's really cool. I'd recommend it. Roger Lancelin Green, he wrote my favorite version of Robin Hood, so I would definitely recommend. The next book is for charms. It is read a fantasy book. Charms I think would be good for a magizoologist because obviously you have to be able to stun animals and get them and find them with the, oh my gosh, Accio. That's the one. And I'm reading The Fate of the Tearling. I'm actually mostly listening to it on my phone. I'm loving it. It's so good. I'm going to do a review. Also, I'm going to be doing a review of The Forgotten Sister because that's the video that I got in trouble for. So I will be doing more reviews as well. For the dark arts, I'm doing the Underground Railroad. It is a historical fiction with a little bit, I don't know if it's magical realism. If you guys don't know, the Underground Railroad was during slavery in America. A collection of people would help runaway slaves get to freedom. This book has an actual railroad in it. The Underground Railroad was a metaphor for the connecting people. But this one has a real railroad in it. It's really good. I'm only about a fifth through, but I think I'm going to try to just read it all in 1 or 2 sittings because I just think it'll be best that way. So hopefully that happens. And then for arithmancy, it was choose a book with numbers on the cover, and it's covered by the library sticker, but there are numbers on the spine, and I'm reading Habibi, which is beautiful, just aching story and just gorgeous. So gorgeous. I've always wanted to buy it, whenever I've seen it in the store, but it's always $50. I think after this read, I think this will be my Christmas or birthday present to myself. It is so, so good. Okay, so we did those. Charms. 2 through 4. Okay, so for potions, I'm reading Poison Study. I realized today, so Poison Study, I realized today that it's supposed to be about, one second, let me look real fast. What's the word? I realized it's supposed to be about alchemy, I did not realize it was supposed to be about alchemy. When I decided to read Poison Study, I'm already about halfway through Poison, Potions, and there's alchemy in Habibi. So I'm going to count it because I really don't want to start another book. Okay. And so for History of Magic, it's historical fiction, which is one of my favorite genres. I love fantasy and historical fiction. So I'm thinking if I have time, I'm going to pick up Cleopatra's Daughter, which is a book I've been meaning to read for a little bit. And then also, or if The Gentleman's Guide is on my Hoopla, I'm going to do that one on audiobook, but I just want to listen to that one. I don't want to like reread it. Also, if I have time, I'm going to be doing Muggle studies. I have quite a few nonfiction books that I need to pick up because I always buy them and then I'm like, I don't want to read about the real world. But I also, at the library, there were a couple really cool graphic novels that were nonfiction, and I could knock those out in like a day. So these are all due on like the 27th. So if I'm like, hey, I have some time on the 27th, I'm just going to slap Muggle studies on there. And the thing is too is that like if I actually went to Hogwarts as a Muggle, I would totally want to take Muggle studies. It's one of my dreams as an American is to go to like Europe or I guess just another country in general and take American history and take like old American history to like current. And I just think it'd be really interesting to hear another like culture, people's idea on your culture. And so that's my readathon. I feel like I'm kind of blah. I'm sorry, this is my first video in like a month, and I'm just like, oh, sorry. I will say I am about halfway through, well, on most of the books. I'm about halfway through in Habibi. So amazing. I'm loving The Fate of the Cheerling. It is the third. The first book is The Queen of the Cheerling. I would recommend this series. It's really fun and good and kind of stressful. I will be doing a full review for sure. The Underground Railroad, once again, I'm only about a fifth of the way through, but it is so good. And it's like, I really like how the author writes about slavery. I feel like he doesn't shy away from the horrors of it, but he also doesn't dwell on them. Like, he does a really good job of showing why the characters are able to. He does a good job of talking about how the characters will die young. Like, they're slaves. Like, they're not going to live forever. Or by forever, I mean past, 40, 30. That's old for a slave. But he writes, they have hope, and they have joy in their off time, limited off time. And they find it, they make it for themselves. And I just feel like it's really good. And it's hard to read. Like there are definite points where it's like, whoa. But it's not, it's true to how I would imagine it was, and it's not glorified or made cartoonish, because sometimes people just describe violence so much that it almost becomes cartoonish, and you're like, okay, and you become desensitized to it. Not desensitized to it. Some stuff happened in here, and I was like, oh, and I know it happened in real life. And this is such a nice. It's probably the lightest read I have, and it's just so nice. And Poison Study is so fun. It's kind of what I would consider like a typical YA past tense, first person, a lot of action words, but also she like keeps comparing herself to a rat, and then like she was like, I was so nervous, there was a mouse in my stomach, and then I got more nervous and the mouse died, and that kind of grossed me out. But even though it's not like necessarily my favorite writing style, I love the story, and I just want to know what happens. I've been reading it at work and just like not paying attention to people who come up to my desk, which I need to stop doing. But It's a good book. So I guess that's it. I'll probably check in. I'm so sad. I love vlogging, and I'm unable to vlog. Someday, soon, hopefully, I will get a computer that can kind of handle editing software. I also saw that I do have iMovie on my phone, so I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to do that. We'll figure it out. You and me both. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day, week, month, year, and I hope some of you see this because I know that algorithm's gonna get me because I haven't been on forever. But I'm excited to be back, and I just love making bookish videos. And I'm going to be making food for you guys at some point. Well, for your visual pleasure at some point. And I was thinking, like today, I made myself soup. And I was like, I should just do ketchup videos where I make soup. I just feel like I always I'm like, oh, I could talk about this and that, and then there's like huge, huge moments of silence, and I'm like, oh, maybe I don't have that much to say. Maybe I should do my book reviews while I'm cooking dinner, though. That might be good. We'll see. We'll see what works. All right. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Oh, gotta end. Gotta end. Bye. Yes, I do.